All right, at top of the morning to you all out there. Trust that you all slept and woke up well this morning. Where I tried my best to make this, come off as a surprise because I think this will be my first time, running this, breakfast show on a Tuesday. But hey, it's Christmas, the Yuletide seasonal period is here, so we're bound, to surprise you. So this is actually one of the surprises that we have just for you. Good morning to you. I trust that you all slept and woke up well this beautiful Tuesday morning. It is, of course, the 17th day in the month of December 2024, and I tell you, I've got joy. I've got joy. Yes, I've got great joy, honestly. I said this because I woke up this morning to some sort of disappointment, from certain people. I wouldn't want to, mention names, but regardless, I just felt like I should just, shake it off. Like that disappointment has got nothing on me. I think that's the spirit you should actually, put on as you go about, the day's business or activities, right? That no matter what comes your way, just put your hand on your chest and say, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. Regardless, it's going to be, an insightful, conversation all through the, Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show right here. My name is Omoife Peace Osemere, and of course, I will be riding solo today. And that's because yesterday, I couldn't make it to the studios yesterday for reasons, that can't be made public. But of course, I'm here today, and no worries, Uduak Daniel will be right here tomorrow morning, but best believe he's actually, monitoring the conversation or the show at this point in time. The Eagles Morning Rise, breakfast show is your early morning booster, just the right proportion that you need, to kickstart your day. And I tell you, it is packed with a lot just for your listening pleasure. A while ago, we took the news, and of course, at this hour, we're going to be taking a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers, where you also get to share your 2 cents. We are Nigerians, so we are also expected, to discuss Nigeria because we are citizens, right? It really would be out of place for, citizens, from other countries to come discuss Nigeria, before us. So we are Nigerians and we discuss Nigeria. And of course, at the 8 o'clock hour, Vicky Vic, that's the sports minister on radio, will be right here to bring you up to speed on the latest happenings. I'm coming from the world of sport. As I'm saying this now, I'm kind of like clapping my hands because congratulations are in order, for Ademola Lookman. He's actually made Nigerians proud. And it's actually been this feat for him has been greeted with the warmest reception, not just in Nigeria, but of course across the globe. Especially looking at the way he addressed Nigerians. Have you watched the video where he addressed Nigerians? And in fact, in front of the whole world, he wore the agbada in green color. Come on, Nigeria will not carry last, if you know what that means, right? All right, congratulations, to him, and of course, I trust Vicky Vic to do absolute, justice to that one. And of course, at the 9 o'clock hour, that is the final hour on the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show this morning. We've got, quite a national burning issue to discuss. I'm talking about the 2027 general elections, and of course, assessing Nigeria's electoral reforms, because we understand that in recent times, civil society organizations, they've been all, they've been out and about, pushing for realistic reforms and also assessing, the gains, that were recorded in the course of the 2023 general election, last year, with drawbacks, from the 2022, electoral, act that was amended. So they're actually pushing for more realistic reforms. And recently we understand that even INEC, had also suggested that PVC shouldn't be the sole requirement for, eligible voters, to cast their votes. And that's also something we're going to be talking about at the 9 o'clock hour. And, we're going to be discussing this with, the former IPAC chairman, the person of Peter Ame. We honestly, we were looking forward to having, 2 other personalities on the show, but for reasons, beyond their control, they actually, sent a message this morning just to like, oh, can we reschedule? But we cannot reschedule. So we're just going to have the conversation regardless with, just one resource person. So we encourage you actually to stay on this dial so you can share your 2 cents at the 9 o'clock hour like you always do. And best believe we don't take your contributions for granted. Just to give you a heads up, yes, that's if you are new on here, that we're currently streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, right? And aside Facebook and YouTube, we are also on Instagram, we are on Twitter, now X, and TikTok, all at Eagles FM Abuja. So hurry now to Facebook and YouTube where we are streaming, right? So you can drop a comment if you like. You can also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very, very important you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you can, get the notification whenever we come on live or we upload any video, because our contents are actually top notch. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, give us a follow, give us a like on Facebook. Please share our content. It's very, very important because it takes a lot to create these awesome content just for your viewing and listening pleasure. And again, dropping a comment is also important. That way we know you actually stopped by. A number of you are already watching us live on Facebook already. Thank you so much. And then let me quickly bring you up to speed on 10 things you need to know for today. I mean, that's been the tradition on the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show right here. So here are 10 things you need to know for today. The first thing will be the fact that President Bola Tinubu's government has announced a free train ride for any Nigerian wishing to travel to celebrate the Christmas festivities with their loved ones. Now, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, made the disclosure on Monday while briefing State House correspondents on the outcome of the Federal, Executive Council meeting. And of course, one would say that it's a step in the right direction, right? So we definitely would ring the bell to that. So, as many Nigerians that have been are dying to travel to their respective states to celebrate Christmas, basically the Yuletide with their family and their loved ones, a free train ride has already been declared. All right, so you can just board the train, travel to any state, right? But of course, the trains are not actually are moving around the country. There are designated states. So a loss for you? I don't know. The federal government on Monday announced the renaming of the University of Abuja to Yakubu Gowon University. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, announced the name change shortly after the last Federal Executive Council meeting for the year 2024, chaired by President Bola Tinubu. The third thing is the fact that it was announced on Monday that President Bola had postponed Tuesday's scheduled 2025 national budget presentation to both houses of the National Assembly. Now, the presentation has been shifted to Wednesday, 18th of December 2024. So it's going to be an eventful day tomorrow, right? So our fingers are crossed to see how things would actually unfold. And then Nigeria's inflation rate has increased to 34.60% in November. Now, this is due to the economic hardship bedeviling the nation. Nigeria's inflation rate for the month of November 2024 rose to 34.60% from 10th in October, indicating worsening hardship for Nigerians. And this is according to the National Bureau of Statistics, the latest consumer, or some Nigerians, if you have an inflation rate, rising to 34.60%, prudence, right? Universities ASU at Sadao City ago initiated the strike on November 29, demanding implementation of pension and death benefit schemes for staff, as well as the payment of earned academic and excess workload allowances. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the Chief of the Staff, CDS, General Christopher Musa, end of a National Security Advisor Monday in Abuja. Well, we hope that this would actually put to rest, the hesitation from concerned groups. With regards to the death of two community leaders right there in Delta State. Moving on, Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria said the reported oil leak from the Bonny Oil Export Terminal will not affect one out of the three loading boys which had been muted. And now at least one person has been confirmed dead following a tragic collision involving a J5 Ford bus and a Mercedes truck on the Lagos 3rd mainland bridge. It was gathered by the accident which occurred at Ilubirin in Abuja. Posed the 5 million fine on a presidential candidate Aguru harassing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with frivolous party GP, while dismissing a fresh suit that prayed for removal of Tinubu. The last thing I'd like to informate you on is the fact the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) says that operatives recently apprehended a total number of the antics because it's the right thing when watching. Say no to one way, they avoid over speeding, and obey traffic rules, right? Say no to open the as well. Discriminate bullying should be stopped because it is very, very, dangerous. It comes with its own, hazards. And again, another observation I would like to talk about Saturday evening. If you are around, Karu Axis, Karu Jikwe Axis, Abuja, you'd actually, at the fact that 10 times, and it's just element to the fact that indeed the FCT minister is on about, making sure the city, the nation's capital, gets befitting road, right, and what have you. However, the fact that these engineers or yes, they are engineers, right? They work on these road times, in evenings when people are returning home from work. It causes, a gridlock, thereby making life a bit, too stressful, for Nigerians. Well, on Saturday there was gridlock. All access, points routes into Cairo were actually blocked, and maybe as a result of overheating and what have you. And it's really sad that when all of this happened, there was no, officer inside, right? So the wake up will be the fact that if roads are going to be this escape route should be created, right? So you can communicate for people to divert, alternative that the work, also to be very seamless. But first, no life was lost on Saturday, but it's just okay that we talk about these things, right? Because the fact that roads are being constructed or rehab does not mean that people should now, go through stress, trying to navigate maybe on their way to work or on their way. Anyways, that's by the way. Now let's quickly take a look at the front pages of Nigeria. I've got to have the Nigeria paper, Trust newspaper, Guardian, and the Nation newspaper this morning to take a look at. Now, on the front page of the Punch newspaper, leads with 2025 budget. FEC orders final adjustments as Tinubu presents on Wednesday. Of course, I talked about that earlier, and this has two riders underneath it. The first one says late signing won't disrupt January to December cycle. Now this is coming from the federal government, and the second rider says FEC, the Punch newspaper this morning. And moving on really to page 30, tax reforms will promote equity. Tinubu talking there. Still on page 30, PSC promotes 11 police commissioners to AIG. Congratulations, right? And then back to page 2, Lakurawa, that is the kicker. Defense headquarters steps up intelligence gathering, plans a special operation. Moving to pages 4 and 5, 148 Chinese, 645 others arrested for cyber fraud, romance scams in Lagos. On page 19, rising food prices drive inflation to 34.6% high. You find that one on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. And then this one here, right in front of the Punch logo, it says Lookman crowned CAF Africa Best Footballer, and that's on page 31. Once again, congratulations, all right, are in order for Ademola Lookman. I'll leave it there this morning for the Punch newspaper. Do well to grab a copy to get concrete details. The Nigerian Tribune newspaper leads with 2025 budget as the kicker as well. 13 trillion naira deficit to be financed through borrowing. This statement is credited to the finance minister. Two riders underneath it. The first one says FEC approves 2025 budget proposal. And the second rider says a budget presentation to National Assembly to hold tomorrow. All right, you find that one on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And this one here says Olagunju wins a Best Columnist Award at NMMA. That's also on page 3. Moving on to page 4, Tinubu names Uni Abuja after Yakubu Gowon. Declares a free train ride nationwide for Yuletide. You find that one on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And moving on to page 6, UBA donates 500 million naira to Lagos State Security Trust Fund. And also food prices rise as Nigeria's inflation hits 34.6% in November 2024. You find that story on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And again, are you optimistic that is going to be a Merry Christmas this year? Taking a look at the progression of events in the country. All right, and this one here, right there, says that Ademola Lookman is Africa's best player of the year. Through 2 riders underneath it, Nadozie retains a best goalkeeper. Super Falcons, a women's team of the year. You find that one on the back page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Moving on to page 7, FAC shared 12.918 trillion naira to federal government, state, local government in 11 months. A rider underneath it says a recorded unprecedented gross revenue of 3.143 trillion naira in November 2024. Details on page 7. And then moving on to page 26, EFCC arrests 193 foreigners, 599 other crypto fraud suspects in Lagos. You find that story on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. All right, I'll leave it there for the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Now let's quickly take a look at the Daily Trust. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, leading differently from the Nigerian Tribune and the Punch, it says EFCC's largest single bust: 193 foreigners, 599 suspected Nigerian crypto fraudsters arrested. A write underneath it says weak systems responsible for fraudulent activities. Now this is credited to experts. You find that one on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. But come on, shouldn't I ring the bell to that? Because well, the EFCC actually has been up and about in recent times, recording great feats, in the fight against corruption and cyber crimes. All right, so okay, but not too loud, right? Okay. Just below that one, you have pictures, right? Pictures that actually speaks to the great work the EFCC is actually doing at this point in time. Confusion as CCT as Umar Kogo Parade serves as chairman. You find that one on page 4 as well. Federal government approves 2025 budget, shifts presentation to Wednesday. Details on page 23. And then on page 3, FEC renames Uni Abuja Yakubu Gowon University. On page 6, security forces kill 8,034 terrorists in 2024. Okay, and then high food prices push inflation to 34.6%. You find that one on page 23. And then Lookman emerges Africa's best player. Nadozie remains a best goalkeeper. You find that one on the Daily Trust newspaper, and that's just about the size of the headlines I will be taking from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The Guardian newspaper is leading differently from the Daily Trust. It leads with inflation bites harder as Nigerians await federal government's food import duty waiver. You have a breakdown, right down the front page as well, that actually speaks to that headline. But that's actually the big news story on the Guardian newspaper, and you find that one on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Supreme Court finds Owuru 5 million naira for frivolous suit against Tinubu. Details on page 3. And then moving on to page 8, 792 arrested as EFCC gets tough with cryptocurrency fraud syndicate. You find that one on page 8. Moving on to page 15, Nigeria. Others explore measures to reduce $74 billion debt servicing burden. That's actually on Business News, and you find that one on page 15. Moving on to page 29, Defense Chief orders probe of Okwama leader's death. All right, and then on page 3, Tinubu approves a new service terms for military personnel. On page 6, Lukman, Obasanjo ex-leaders must unite opposition to defeat Tinubu in 2027. All right, you find that one on page 6. And then Shell's Bonga investment to boost Nigeria's oil output by 110,000 barrels per day. And you find that story on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. And then the last headline right here says, Lukman Nadozie, Falcons emerge Africa's best at CAF Awards. You find that one on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Now let's take a look at the Nation newspaper. On the front page, Budget 2025 balances revenue, expenditure, borrowing, says Wale Edun. And then this comes with two riders. The first one says FEC approves 47.96 trillion naira estimated expenditure. The second rider says the president takes bill to lawmakers tomorrow. Details on the front page, and it continues right on page 2 of the Nation newspaper this morning. And still on page 2, EFCC, ICPC recovered 277.69 billion naira, $106 million in 1 year. You find that one on page 2 of the Nation newspaper this morning. And then moving on to page 4, federal government names University of Abuja after Yakubu Gowon. Still on page 4, trade unions, students got 124 CNG buses, says agency. Trade unions and also students got 124 CNG buses. Okay, you find that story on page 4. Still on page 4, crypto fraud, that is the kicker. EFCC arrests 148 Chinese and 40 Filipinos, 604 others in Lagos. Still on page 4, Tinubu okays a Yuletide season free train ride from Friday. Okay, and then on page 47, Ademola Lookman is African Footballer of the Year. That's just about the size of the headlines I will be taking across the national dailies this morning. Well, it's now time for you to call in to share your 2 cents, right? I'm sure our sports lovers are probably itching, right, to call in to wish, congratulations. I mean, to Ademola Lookman, Nadozie, and the host of others who actually have represented Nigeria very well, all right, at the CAF Awards for the year. And also knowing that inflation rate is now, at 34.6% high. I mean, how much of a concern is that to you? We also understand that tax reforms will promote equity, although this is actually coming from the president, right, Bola Tinubu. He is optimistic that tax reforms will promote equity. These amongst, other headlines making the rounds this morning across Nigerian newspapers. So the numbers to call this morning to share your 2 cents, 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044. You can also send a message to the WhatsApp portal on 090-9705-4450. Please, when you call in to share your thoughts, stay civil, avoid the use of vulgar or obscene language, right? And maintain 2 minutes or less if you can. That way we get to accommodate, diverse views on this segment of the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show. And if you're yet to join us on Facebook and YouTube, hurry now to Facebook and YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja, where we are streaming at the moment. You can also drop a comment right there, and best believe we definitely would acknowledge, your thoughts. Hello, good morning to you. All right. Please do what to call back. Do what to call back. Let's hear from you this morning. What your thoughts are. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, please. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Clement Mother. I'm calling from Zuba.
All right.
I mean, sorry. I'm calling from Kubwa. Sorry.
I hope all is well this morning, Mr. Clement.
All is well.
All right.
I have something in mind that I want to tell you, but before that, let me contribute by saying that African countries are going to service loans with $74 billion. Much of that with the debt burden belongs to Nigeria, the giant of Africa. And we still have a lot of loans proposals on the table before the World Bank and the IMF. How long shall we develop with the loans that are not even properly utilized for the development of Nigeria? We want to pay shortfalls on subsidy, we go for loans. We want to do improvement on NNPCL facilities, we go for loans. If it's not on agriculture, we want to go for loans. It's not helping Nigeria economy. So here I am having issues with you, please. Maybe that's why I spoke where I am from. I'm actually calling from Kubwa. You make a lot of unethical broadcasting mannerisms, like saying, you know what is. And I like listening to you. You have a beautiful voice. Your presentation is fluent. But that, you say, maybe 70 times in one presentation, 80 times in one presentation. It must suit your listeners.
All right.
So I'm one of your fans. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clement. No pun intended, but of course, I definitely, will make effort, to work on that. I just said that again. But thank you regardless for calling, Clement. All right, let's hear from you what your thoughts are. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
It's Moses calling from Senegal.
All right, Moses, good to have you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Happy Christmas in advance. I hope you have gotten your boat.
Well, we are waiting on the Lord.
May the Lord open heaven for you.
Amen. Thank you.
I appreciate the last caller, Clement. I don't know where he has gone. I've been asking of him on this station. I believe he's back again. You are welcome, Clement. Yeah, the issue of free right train is a good one for the government. Yeah, I don't know how many states can have that privilege. I think the government should do much enough. There are some states that are not privileged to have this way to their environment.
That's right.
They should put more effort to also enjoy the government resources that God has given unto us. So it's a good one by the government. We appreciate that and we give kudos to that. And I believe the people concerned should follow the presidential order. Because by the time you go there again, maybe you begin taking another story. Yeah, that is one point. Then the last one, obviously the news of the syndicate of this so-called 419 or some of these things that we have at about almost 790 something yesterday. I watched it. Why will Nigerian ground be a place where these people will take over? Deceiving people and many other things that we saw yesterday. Numbers of youth were involved. I think this is a great concern. And the foreign partners who are also involved in this 419 kind of a thing, we are at about 100 or something, which is a bad news to this country. So I give kudos to the EFCC for that great job they have done. And these people concerned that are involved to be persecuted for what is going on. So the issue of this 419 has taken over this system of this country. So the government should do more to do it for people in the book. And not only so, they should make provision for some of these youth. Some of them are intelligent.
Right.
So make something for them to do to reduce this nonsense that is going on in the society.
Okay.
Thank you, friend.
Thank you very much.
Happy Christmas in advance.
We wish you the very same. Thank you very much, Moses. Right, compliments of a season to you. Okay, we'll just take this quick break, to go pay some bills, and when we come back, you can trust that the studio lines will still be open for you to call in to share your thoughts. This is Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Do join us again.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Get the desired clients for your business and service and get your phones buzzing. From the 1st of September to the 31st of December, you can advertise and reach a large audience with the Eagles FM Ember Month package. Advertise on any of our platforms and get a whopping 30% discount. That's right, 30% discount. For more information, please call 080 5919 8658 080 5919 8658 or 081 5791 7278 081 5791 7278. The Eagles FM 102.3 FM Ember package is a sure way to getting a wider clientele for your business and service.
Looking for a professional event planner in Abuja and its environs, but don't know how to go about it? Eagles FM got you covered. Call us today and let's help you fix that event that will leave you with evergreen memories. Call 081 5791 7278. I take it again, 081 5791 7278. Thank you.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
And we are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is the Pages segment right here on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, where we are looking at the front pages or the headlines, making the rounds across the national dailies for today. At this juncture is where you get to call in to share your 2 cents on these headlines. The numbers to call are still 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044. You can also send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal on 090-9705-4450. And just so you know as well that we are streaming at the moment, on Facebook and YouTube. So hurry now, drop a comment, share our videos, give us a like, give us a follow, and also subscribe, to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. I'm really very mindful right now of the observation, made by Clement, right? But of course, taken in good faith, but I'm trying to make deliberate efforts, to, get rid of that. Okay, so let's hear from you. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Apostle Osola from Apo.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Come on, yes, well done, good work you are doing, the update you are giving to us.
Right,
so my take goes like this tax reform. There are some things that we're supposed to not to be consulting many people to have an input before we do, because this tax reform of the thing we take us with so many things in this country. But whenever it will looking this region to make their own input, this region, before you know they will sweep it under the carpet. So my saying goes that this thing is a good thing that they're not supposed to be consulting everybody, and they do the right thing. Another thing I want to say that is a good. It looks good to my own point of view. Asking that making Nigeria to have a free train ride. But if they will use that money that they're supposed to use to have a train ride to another thing, anybody that wants to travel have already prepared to travel. Not to be before you know that the people working there, they will that money is supposed to turn it to another thing, not to be giving us a drive of a train. Thank you and God bless you. My name remains Apostle Osola, aka Walking Man. God bless you.
I've been waiting for that, last name of yours. So thank you so much, Walking Away, for calling. If you say instead of declaring free train ride for Nigerians, money should be the monies, for that should be used for something else. Don't you think that that would actually, come off as being somewhat ungrateful? Because some Nigerians actually have been, complaining or lamenting that there's been this aggressive hike, surge in, transportation costs, especially in recent times. And then for people who would love to travel to their respective states, to celebrate Christmas with their family and their loved ones, this is just to make it quite easy, right, for people to navigate. When you take a look at the cost of, transportation from Abuja to the south, for example, it's really, really a lot. And then talking about the tax reform bills and as to whether or not there should be due consultation, well, one would say that has been, the expectation of Nigerians, where they feel that when there is, proper consultation, it would actually boost some level of transparency and bridge the gap, in place of, trust deficit that some Nigerians have been complaining about, over the years. But again, that's your opinion, right? But thank you so much for calling to share your thoughts. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling us from?
Yes, my name is Michael. I'm coming from Nasara.
All right, Michael. Good to have you. Please go ahead.
Yes, tomorrow Mr. President will be presenting another budget, I think I want to, beg you for something. Mr. President, the one you presented before have not reflected in our life. And I hope that this very one will also reflect. And if they are not having it in mind, now that we are reminding them, Mr. President, please make sure that this one you want to present reflects to the life of the people.
Okay.
Because we are not benefited from any budget that one way or the other part. But at the end of the day, we only come in the media like this to hear it. So let any budget that is presented reflect in our life. That's my own take. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Michael, for your line of thought right there. 09087668888 or 09073530044. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, MSA.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Abdul, calling from Suleja, Niger State.
Abdul, good to have you. Please go ahead.
I want to contribute on the train, the presidency free ride. It's a good one, but how many people will achieve from that train? How many places the train will go to in this country? It's a good one, but if you can also do it also in transport, like the buses, all these cars, and the federal government should put free ride on them also, it will be better. Because transportation is very, very expensive now. Many people are planning to go for Christmas now because of money. A lot of them are deciding not to go again because of the transportation. So some people, I even have some people saying that instead of them to go, the little money they have to use for transport, they will send it to their parents so that they will use it for the Christmas. I want to congratulate the Nigerians that won award in CAF. It's a good one, especially the African Footballer of the Year. Nigeria have not won it for a long time, so it's a good one. Congratulations to them.
All right.
Thank you, MSA. God bless Nigeria. God bless Israel. Bye.
Thank you very much, Abdul, for your line of thought right there. Okay, let's quickly take some of the messages that we have on here on the WhatsApp portal. Abbas reporting from Jutsi says, "Good morning, Omoefe. On the continuous rise, in inflation, if you can recall, I said it when the CBN when they jacked up the MPR last month. Are we not seeing the ripple effect on the Nigerian economy? Two things driving inflation in Nigeria: the MPR and high cost of energy. Inflation will never go down if PMS is sold in Nigeria at dollar, determined price, while kerosene, diesel, and gas are so high, respectively. What will naturally push inflation down is when this commodity alongside MPR is reduced. So what's the benefit of increasing interest rate and inflation keeps jumping up? The CBN governor has to put on his thinking cap and stop impoverishing Nigerian economy with bad MPR adjustment. He went further to say, again, there is no need for President Tinubu to give free ride. Why not reduce price of products like kerosene, diesel, and fuel for Nigerians so they can freely travel to their various villages? Tinubu is not getting this one right. This Xmas is going to be the worst for Nigerians due to high inflation. Abbas reporting from Tuesday, thank you for your thought. And then Abdul Majid Yusuf from 3rd Avenue, Gwarimpa, Abuja says, good morning. Congratulations to all Nigerians that won at CAF Award in Morocco. We are proud of them. I don't know what former President OBJ. Please, he should leave Baba Tinubu alone. In Almighty God we trust. Okay. Okay, we have this one. Prosper from Abuja says, good morning, Omoife. Okay, thank you. It says, if you have all right. Okay, it said, good thing EFCC caught foreign fraudsters, so the world know foreigners other than Nigerians aren't perfect too. Congrats to Niger boy Lukman for the prestigious award. Thank you so much, Prosper, for that message. Right. Let's take some more calls. Hello, good morning to you. Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What's your name and where you're calling from?
This is your brother from Ishokoland.
All right, Austin, good to have you this morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I'm calling in respect of the food inflation. The government continue telling people, oh, their reform is working. People is improving people's life. And I see, if really it is improving people's life, why should there be inflation? People are not finding it easy, but to live a normal life, to feed even in some homes is a problem. Things prices of things are increasing. Name them. Is it a food prices? Is it building material? Everything is skyrocketing in the country on a daily basis. Government continue telling people, oh, Tinubu reform is working, it's improving people's lives. So I don't see no reason why they should keep on deceiving people. The reality is on ground. People are feeling it. People are seeing it on a daily basis. But they keep on deceiving people, telling people lies. I don't really know where they are going as Nigerians.
Okay.
Why can't we be truthful to ourselves, both the leaders and the led? Why? Why? I rest my case there.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Austin, for your line of thought. All right. We have a message right here on the WhatsApp portal. Chinonso from Suleja says, I want to travel for Christmas and I want to go with the free train by the president, but I am from Anambra State. Where in Anambra will the train go? Or am I not a Nigerian? Chinonso is actually asking, well, you are Nigerian, but if you actually want to use the train, maybe you should follow the Itakbe train station, right, to Delta. You can navigate from Delta. No pun intended, but that was, a very valid, point you raised right there. Am I not, Nigerian? Because these train service does not actually cut across, the whole country, but designated, routes and states. So this one here says, good morning, Efe. My name is Udo Kama from Suleja. Please, I'm begging some of us to stop making contribution if you know that you're not having a good, if you know that you're not having a good thing to contribute. Thanks and have a great day. Okay. All right. Well, we are Nigerians and we are just discussing Nigeria, right? Udo Kama. And everyone is subjected and entitled to their opinions. So we have a message on the Facebook, page. This one is from Abdul Majid Tijani Yusuf. It says, good morning. For the free train, it is a welcome development. Mr. Obasanjo is not being fair to the president at all. Whether they come together or not, in God we trust. Inshallah. Tinubu till 2031. Okay. Abdul Majid Tijani Yusuf, thank you for that message. All right. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Barrister Hassan.
All right, Barrister Hassan. Thank you so much for calling. What's your, what are your thoughts?
Yes. I want to actually commend the federal government of Nigeria
Okay.
for renaming University of Abuja after General Gowon. That shows we respect our elders, we respect the achievements of our leaders. You know, General Gowon fought the civil war that kept Nigeria together. Nigeria will have segregated into peace and peace now if not because of General Gowon. He went on to create states, giving more power to the local leaders, devolution of power to the states. He established unity schools and all that. And he was the most transparent leader. You remember when he was ousted by the Murtala government. He went to London, he was on the queue, he went to university. He didn't have money. Can you imagine a leader who served the country for good 9 years? He did not amass well, did not do this. Understand? And he did a lot of developmental projects throughout the country. So I commend the federal government for naming the University of Abuja the center of unity. No, this guy is United Nigeria, the center of unity after General Yakubu Gowon. We thank the government. May God bless all of us. May God bless Nigeria. Nigeria will be a great country. This is Barrister Hassan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Barrister Hassan. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Olajide.
My name is GB.
Okay, GB from Life
Yes.
Camp, I guess.
Yes, like
Right. Please go ahead.
I want to comment on the free train ride for the Unitide. It's a welcome something. I want to appreciate the government for that. Even though I'm not traveling, there are many millions of Nigeria who benefit from that train ride. Like now, Abuja to Kaduna is having six movement in a day. And they take like up to 500 thereabouts. I show that if you multiply it in a day, what people that will benefit from it. And between now for the next 3 weeks thereabouts, you know, that's a good thing. From Kaduna, from Lagos to Ibadan, you have it there. From Lagos to Abeokuta, you have it there. You have it from Port Harcourt to Aba, and from Italy to Wadi. All this route now will be free of charge. So that shows that the train movement, millions of Nigeria will benefit from it. And I believe that government can still do that, what they did last year, by saying to the land and road transport. The people traveling all over Nigeria by road can also benefit for this thing because of the high cost of transportation. So I want to appeal the government for what they have done, and I want them to do more on that. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, GB, for your line of thought. 080 or 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044. Don't forget you can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal on 090-9705-4450. Hello, good morning.
Hello, please.
Yes, good morning.
I'm Samuel.
Mr. Bright,
Good morning.
good morning to you.
You see, sometimes, I will not use this language because of you. But sometimes when people speak lies, it seems as if they say they want to praise the government for nothing, but they want to sing praises. That person can call it by telling you from Port Harcourt to Papa, is he the one that is piloting the train? Is he the person? You are in Abuja here. You are saying what is not feasible, what is not obtainable. People should stop all these lies, and that's what's making some people from the section of the country very, very angry. Okay, they are putting in video. Which one is South Country and South East people enjoying? Are you going to tell me that the people are even enjoying Nigerian money more than people from South and South East? You stop all these provocative statements. That one aside, when we are telling us people generated money in billions, custom generated, real estate generated, even JAMB, which is not a money making organization, I think they are generating money. All this money, and they are still bringing money to fund the budget. The one they did, no effect on Nigerians, what do I call it, inflation every year. Please, let me tell you, up and one, just go to the suburb of Abuja and you see what the cost suffering. Go to town. Forget about all this Tama and also people. They are the people that are engaged with our suffering. Yes, now, you visit the dialogue in that service of giving.
So if you are a businessman and you've worked hard for your money, can't you purchase, a plot of land in Maitama or Asoko?
If you are in business in Nigeria,
right,
and you are not inclined with government, forget it. Are we not in Nigeria? If you are doing business in Nigeria and you are not doing supplies or you have connection with public, where are you going? Forget about all this they are telling us. We are in the system, we know what's there. So they should stop telling us this thing. No, all these fake cryptocurrency. What of the person you charged before you went to Kenya and bring him back to Nigeria, and now you are released the person, and they want us to believe. I don't know.
Mr.
I don't know.
Calm down.
So, let me tell you, go and see some friends. Go and see some your town.
All right.
Go to this Niger State. There is a person calling you from Niger State. Ask him the living conditions of the masses here. I don't see. You have people are suffering. You see somebody, I see him for 200. You see people eating cook rice, if they see, with the water on top of it. Is it living? People are telling moderation, and they are telling us we are praising. Instead of telling the people the truth, so that we know how to revamp the economy and put things first, so that people will at least live their own life. That's it. Bye-bye.
Mr. Bright, thank you so much for calling. But reactions like this are what actually makes this show quite interesting, right? Because we are Nigerians, and just like I said before, we are Nigerians simply discussing Nigeria. So views and counter views are what we get every now and then when we open, the studio lines for people to call in to share their 2 cents on issues bordering on our nation, the economy, and different sectors. But we have a voice note right here on the WhatsApp portal, and I'd like us to quickly take a listen to it before we wrap things up for the day. Hello, good morning.
Please, good morning. My name is Honorable Edward Folapo. I actually commend the federal government to me it's a priority for this Christmas and New Year. My issue with it is that what happened to those states who are now having their facilities, because the missing trend in a district bonus state, there's nothing like that. So it's not being selective. They should also go to the park. We have parks who are going to those states. Find out everybody's traveling. It's expected that everybody, this is New Year. It's not only Christians, not only Muslims. So a lot of people are traveling. So they should go to that park and make the parity. Or how to do the same thing. Otherwise, it will look to me, what is good for B is also good for Mr. A. Presentation of budget. Budget can be presented at any time. It depends on how you want it. So if the budget is going to be presented late, it doesn't mean they cannot do the right thing. They should have decide to, if they love this country, they decide not to go for public days and work on it. So there's nothing wrong with that. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Edward from Mapo. And you recall very clearly that this time last year, the presidency actually, or the federal government, declared, transportation, interstate transport, right, at a subsidized rate for Nigerians. And that also was greeted with mixed reactions because, according to some Nigerians, it was a roller coaster. Even getting to the park, and then they tell you that there are no vehicles, on ground, and even at the railway stations, one has been privileged, to go around to also get first-hand information as to what is going on or what is obtainable right there. If time actually permits, we might want to do some sort of investigation in that regard this year as well, because there is always this level of racketeering, going on whenever the federal government declares, free train ride for Nigerians. So beyond making these declarations, right, for Nigerians to get excited about, there is also need for close monitoring so that the NPC staff there